Hey everybody, I am back with your requests. We're going to take a look at KeKe. Um, I could tell you this, it felt like she was 8 years old, 8 or 9 years old. I know she's a woman now. She's a woman, but spiritually, so many things need to be discovered. She's still figuring out life. She haven't even made a um, yeah. It's just so much more she got to get. So much more she has to understand. There's so many awakenings that she need. But I do know she has an anchor in not trying to be taken advantage of. There's an anchor there. Some kind of way she was taken advantage of. Some type of way she was manipulated. She has been dealing with different aggressors and people trying to force her around, or people trying to put their view of life on her, or people trying to put their religion on her, people who are trying to put their fears on her. She experienced that too much for her, and she put an anchor right there. And that's how she lives today, to make sure that she is not heavenly influenced. Yeah. She don't want to be drunken by the spirits of others. And that's one thing that she has figured out. So because of that, it seems like she purposely or naturally, because it became a habit now, make sure she come up with another perspective. Now this might sound like wow, that's beautiful. That is really wise of her, that when she's talking with others and communicating with others, she also sees the other side of the situation. Yeah, it's good to have thoughts, but what about decisions? And I think that's what I mean when I say she got so much more to do, so much more to figure out, because there's a lack of decisions. It's lots of talk, lots of thoughts, but not many decisions. And if you're not making decisions and putting the action behind it, you're not getting to the next place. So that's coming soon. Okay? So that's one thing I want to get out the way. She is pretty much sitting in this cycle right now. Maybe she's been here for a while. I feel like another 3 to 4 years of just sitting in this spiritual cycle right here. I feel like she's on a certain street, and she's going to live on this street a little bit longer, because she's working her way up to make action. A lot of things that she had. I know you're probably listening like, KeKe the bomb. KeKe is successful. She's a businesswoman. She's been making things happen. She got this job. Yeah, but I feel like she kind of landed in positions. I don't believe she had set out to manifest it or to make a decision to have it, to initiate it. It feels like she landed in these things. It feels like she relies on the stars. She relies on spiritual alignment. She falls into places, but it's not a lot of initiation. So right now, she has serious decisions to make about life. And she has good decisions to make too. It's all about which life you want. Both of them is a winner. She wins no matter which one she picks. But she really has to choose the life that is best for her. There's nothing but success around her. It's nothing but goodness. And I keep seeing her in a director's chair. Maybe you'll be seeing her directing soon, or maybe she directed already some movies or something. I see her producing, directing. I see director. So she has to choose which one of the best lives she wants. She got to choose that. Yeah. She has to come outside of herself and choose. And this connects a lot to the love messages that I have too. But yeah, she got to do that. She got to move away from, how can I say this? Seeing visions for herself and walking away from it. Yeah. It's time for her to believe what she's seeing. I also feel like there's a Virgo she needs to get away from. It's kind of strong. Usually I don't even pick a sign, but it's really strong. Yeah, very strong. She might need to move away from them to get more clarity in life. So, you want to know what's her issue? Her life is unbalanced about making a good decision. I feel like there are two ways of life and options around her, all of them good, and she's hung up about which good life she wants to live. Why? Because I feel like she's concerned about some family. It feels like this air sign, this Virgo, is a big concern for her. I feel her being concerned about someone in the family to a point where she can't fully attach herself to this new path of life. When it comes to the love life, I got a lot of deception going on, deceiving nature. So, okay, let's put it like this. I seriously think she has some sexual identity issues. I really do. I kept hearing lesbian, bisexual, lesbian. And then I heard, I think it's called pansexual. I heard that from somebody. But let me tell you what I felt. I felt like she didn't see gender. That's what I felt like. And then I felt like her heart or her spirit didn't see gender, but her mind comes back to say, oh, it's a gender. And it feels like there's issues back and forth between that. I'm talking about, like, it's a big concern for her. And even with the life messages that I have for her, it's all about you pick which one you want. Both of them going to be good. You pick the life you want. Both of them going to be good. And we got to get away from you being concerned and worried about this Virgo and this air sign. Or we got to help you get more strength and stop fearing what you believed or what you were taught, or the guidance that you got from these people that you respect. It feels like grandmama type feeling, a mama type feeling, maybe even a male that she could be concerned about as she make decisions in life. Yeah. And even the outcome right now of where she's at in this season is about her being unstable about what she wants. And what she wants is something that she can set a foundation in. Or maybe it's an earth sign, woman, male. Oh, I forget. It might not be genders, period. Maybe it's an earth sign person that she's really considering living a life with or being with. Or maybe it's a life or relationship that she want to experience that and want to be free to be public about. Whatever the case is, she hasn't made the decision. That's why I'm telling you, it's going to take some years for this spiritual growth if she allows it to go that long. It's her choice. But there's a lot of awakening that's needed because she's not even living the life because she hasn't chose it yet. So she got some things simmering. She got some options. When it comes to love, I got deception. Not being able to close out her feelings towards someone or her feelings towards a certain gender. Not being able to close that out, trying to deceive her heart. I got some deception in her heart. Like, I really don't like this. This is not true. This is not really who I am. Or is this really who I am? It's like it's going back and forth. She's able to create peace in this. She just have to make the decision. I believe that she will one day. I just don't know how long it's going to take. Yeah. It's almost like I got feelings for someone that makes me very, very happy. And I am fighting with myself on if I want to release this out to the world. And even to those two people she concerned about in her own personal life, her elders, her guardians. It feels like that. Yeah. So I don't think she put in as much action as she would like to. Saying, for instance, she may spend time with this Scorpio or Earth sign on the weekends, but she has to stop in action. Maybe she really want to live with the person. Maybe she really want to be in a relationship with the person. But there's definitely some issues when it comes to love. It's definitely like two different lives going on inside the love life. What's next for her? I told you I saw her directing. I wanted to know if she was going to, this is my stuff right here. I wanted to know if she was going to stay at the morning show. Yeah, it's actually finna grow. So everything that you've been seeing from her on that show is going to be moving into another level of her. So she's going to go, she's going to mature right before our eyes on that morning show. I do have a renewing contract, and it's going to take her to a more transparent place on the next run or the next renewal. It will be a little challenging for her, but I feel like she's about to be more transparent on the next one. What's next for her? What's she looking forward to? Just dealing with a lot of mental stuff. I know I hear the word mental illness. I heard it twice, but at the same time, I don't believe it, but I have to believe it. I just kind of feel like she puts herself in a situation where she got this repetitive thinking. Maybe the anxiety puts her in this repetitive thinking. It's just certain thoughts she needs to stop going back to and repeating over and over again. It's like her brain is overloaded because there's a lack of freedom inside of her. So it's a lot of confusion, a lot of mumble jumble talking in the brain, a lot of scattered thoughts. And she remembers, she has this thing that she do. Words is really big for her. She can remember what everybody has said to her, and those things kind of repeat in her head. So let's keep her in prayer for mental health. Let's keep her in prayer for power and authority over the brain, over the mind, over her thoughts. Let's pray for a spiritual organization that she can take some of these thoughts and put them in different categories. Let's pray for deliverance, that she can take some of the unhealthy, unkind thoughts and turn them into testimonies for the future. Also, I want to talk about this deceiving thing one more time because it just came back to me. I do feel like she exaggerates stories. I do feel like she lies. I have to say it like that. Lie, exaggerate stories, make stories bigger than what they are. I don't think that she intentionally do it all the time. I think that when she tells a portion of a story, she also add what she should have done, what she could have done, and how she wish it would have ended or became. But she said as a fact, it's like it needs to be a moment like what I just did. I started this all, I feel like I'm acting like her. I started this all saying that I just feel myself just talking over myself instead of just relaxing myself. So she definitely has some high anxiety. I started out this video saying, at your request. But then when I got to the end, I said I wanted to find out if she was going to renew a contract with the morning show. And that's the type of thing that I think that she's going to have to learn as she grows. Like, this is what happened, and then I thought, and I wanted, and I wished it would have happened this way or that way. And that would take her out of this deceiving, lying conversations. Because I got her, like, I feel like somebody probably would say, whoever put an apple down the drain? Me? That's not true. You just thought about yourself doing it. And it kind of feels like that. Like, this is the girl in every conversation. Me, Show did, my friend. Me, I experienced it. I went through it. I don't know what that's all about. But that's the type of repetitive thoughts is going on. Okay. This feels like I went from an 8-year-old to a 14-year-old that is emotionally all over the place and just really not sure what to do with their life, but they act like they know it. That's what that feels like. So she just got to grow up. She just got to grow up. I think she knows it too. But I think she knows she needs to grow up. This wouldn't be a shocker. She's like, yeah, I definitely need to grow up. I got a lot of growing to do. Okay, but how long are we going to sit in that thought without actions? It's time to put actions in. And I wouldn't push it, but the lack of actions keeps her in the same spot. Now that is the title for this, but that's a lot to write. The lack of actions keep her in the same spiritual spot. No actions, no growth. All right, there you go. Okay, thank you. I'll talk to you soon.